Alright, we're in the section called FYI, or Quick and Easy Troubleshooting. We're going to be going over the troubleshoots or information for you that you can have for the Apple TV, for the iPad, for do you put the device to sleep or do you turn it off? How do I do that? Why would I do that? And we would also go into checking your network as what we mentioned in the building network section, just making sure that you are connected to the correct network. This will be one page that you will get to use to seeing as just what you saw last year is authenticate, authenticate, authenticate. Make sure that when you authenticate, don't close the window, because just like the end of last year that you have a period of time that you'll have to re-authenticate and open this page, enter your username and password all over again. So if you just minimize it, do remember that some apps will require you to be authenticated for those apps to work correctly, because they do require the internet to make sure that they work. So this is something that you will see more often with the iPad and some of the apps, as well as trying to access the internet from your computer. You still have to do the authentication, so it's part of life. Now we get into password visibility from your iPad, and what this is referring to is that if you are mirrored and then you have to authenticate, for instance, through using your iPad and enter in your password, when you enter it in one character at a time, it is visible up on the screen. So what we're wanting to let you know of is just once again some information for you. Enter in your password, get it authenticated, then do your mirroring. As far as the password code for your mirroring of your iPad, that 4-digit code, obviously we know that the class can see it because it's displayed up on your screen for the mirroring purpose. But we do not want you to then select an app that is going to require you to authenticate your iPad, because then once you do that, that is going to be seen by your classroom on the screen, one character at a time. Yes, I know it does go to a black dot, but it starts off with whatever numeral, letter, symbol you put in there, it is seen. If for any reason you think you question that, or you think, okay, did I do that or not, by all means, change your password. Get it taken care of so that way nobody can get into your information that you have. Tech is going to be visiting each of the buildings on a schedule that we're putting together for the bi-weekly type of scheduling, as it says. We are going to find ourselves at each of the buildings there to take care of the help requests that you've submitted, also looking at any updates that would need to be done for staff computers and student iPads, staff iPads, anything that needs to be taken care of. We are there to help do that. We do want you to stop in and see us, say hi to us, and also if you have just questions that, hey, just a concern that may not necessarily require a help ticket, stop in, ask us. We'll take care of the question. If we feel like it needs to be submitted as a ticket, we will ask that you do that. So trying to find ways that we can help you out, as well as beginning of school go a lot smoother. So stop in and see us and say hi, and if you have questions, please submit those as well. Other information. Well, we have a few things that I want to make sure that you're aware of. Now, Adobe Flash and the iPad, because of Apple, they don't work together. But doesn't mean that you cannot view Flash through your iPad. If, for instance, using your Whiteboard app, if you connect to your laptop using the Whiteboard app, you play a Flash video through your laptop, your iPad, and mirrored up on your projector screen. It's one way, kind of as a workaround, that it does take care of that. So, but do know that Flash itself does not work with the iPad. Authentication for the internet still required for your iPad, for your laptop, for any of the desktop computers. You still have to authenticate. Get it this way too. For your iPad, if you are mirrored and you have a specific app that you're wanting to show, and that app requires the internet, once again, like I mentioned in the last slide, you will have to authenticate, but you've got to be careful with that and your entering in of your password, because it is seen one character at a time. So authentication is still required for the internet access. There is a reason for that and a purpose for it, and you still need to authenticate. So please remember that as what we had ran into last year. You still have to authenticate. Authenticate, open the page, leave it open, go to another tab, and move forward. Your Skyward widgets. You get this little message that says, do you want to reset your widgets, yes or no? And some of you have pushed no, and you'll do it later, do it later, do it later. Please do this. I mean, it takes all but about 2 to 3 seconds. It's done. Go ahead and update them, just making sure that everything's running the way it should be. Media files. Now, this is very important that I need to make sure that you are very aware of. Downloads that you have on your computer, video clips that you have stored and you have transferred those from a flash drive or so on and so forth, pictures that you have put on your computer, and music files that you have that you think are stored on your computer. Moving forward, these 4 selections, your downloads, your videos, your pictures, your music, all of those are not being stored on the server because of space allocation that is needed for those types of files. We are storing them locally on your hard drive. So it's not that you can't put them on your machine. You can, but this is not the responsibility of the tech department or the district to make sure that they are backed up anywhere. If you need them backed up and or taken off of your machine, it is your responsibility to do so. So what that means is this. Here's the showing of the location for where your media files are. You have your downloads, your music, your pictures, and your videos. This is a screen capture of what your actual document files would look like. So it's just pointing out to you what files are going to be going to a specific location and what you would need to back up. Now what that references is this. Here is what you would have. You can take and you can put the videos on your hard drive, you can put the pictures on your hard drive, the music through iTunes, all of that information can be stored locally on your hard drive. If for any reason your machine had a problem to where it would have to be re-imaged, those files are gone. We are not taking care of making sure that they're backed up. We are freeing up our server of that added excess space that was used for these types of files. We are changing that to where it is now your responsibility to make sure that those files are backed up. You need to make sure that you take care of that. Here's just some examples. You can put them on a thumb drive. You can put them on an external hard drive. You can put them on a CD or a DVD. You can burn those images, those videos, those files to these types of devices. We are not providing these. This is something that is your responsibility.